After a 3-week pause, the 2021 F1 World Championship resumes with the second round at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. For an action-packed opener in Bahrain, the F1 paddock has returned to Europe to get the campaign rolling by heading back to Imola, which made its return for the first time since 2006 last year. Lewis Hamilton leads the early F1 World Drivers' Championship thanks to that dramatic victory at the Bahrain Grand Prix, with Max Verstappen handing back the lead in the closing stages after driving off the track. But with the Red Bull fancy to have a faster car at the start of the 2021 campaign, the Dutch driver heads to Imola as a favourite against Mercedes pair Hamilton and Bottas. All eyes will be on Sergio Perez after his tricky Red Bull debut in Bahrain. After missing out on Q3, the Mexican suffered an electrical issue with the Red Bull on the formation lap, meaning he had to start from the pit lane. The Mexican duly put on a solid recovery performance and finished 5th, and will be looking to join the fight to be on the podium. Behind the top two teams, F1 midfield looks increasingly competitive, and McLaren taking an early advantage thanks to solid performances from Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. AlphaTauri are also expected to be strong here with their car and their high rake and everything, and considering how well they did last year. Following a trend that started due to the redrawn 2020 F1 calendar, new and unfamiliar race names were used as part of double headers at the same circuit or in the same country, with different races not allowed to be known as the same races. And the Italian GP called Monza, this has been known as the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, which is of course held in the location of Imola. It has of course previously been known as the San Marino GP. With the COVID-19 pandemic continuing to disrupt the regular motorsport calendar, the start of the 2021 F1 season has been reshaped, meaning that F1 has gone back to Imola once again. Fans will not, however, be allowed to attend the race, with Imola set to be shut to the supporters for the F1 race weekend. Health measures and protocols have been put in place due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, which continues to cause major disruptions. F1, of course, is running shorter practice sessions this year, 60 minutes each rather than 90 on a Friday, and I do believe they've been pushed back by an hour on both Friday and Saturday due to the funeral of Prince Philip. So yeah, sorry, it's 30 minutes earlier for Friday, so yeah, just in case you already had your dates set in and everything, just be aware of that. The race, of course, will be shown on Sky Sports, and Imola is set for a dry but sunny and cloudy conditions for the race weekend, with a minimal chance of rain across the weekend. Highs of 15 degrees Celsius are the forecast, around 14 degrees cooler than the hottest conditions at the Bahrain Grand Prix, which could make a really interesting difference. Of course, Lewis Hamilton won last year's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, and the only other current F1 driver to have won at Imola was Fernando Alonso back in 2005, so just a few years ago. So lots to talk about in the paddock on Thursday and Friday. The main story being that Otmar Szafnauer is considering taking legal action ahead of the new rules for this season. And to be honest, I was slightly confused at this. It's just not going to make any difference now, so I just really don't see the point, to be honest. In other news, Hamilton and Vettel decided what animal they wanted to be again, and Alonso kind of ruled out racing at the Indy 500. There was no really major news stories. But anyway, moving into practice 1, Valtteri Bottas was fastest from Lewis Hamilton. Just your box down FP1 session, really. You can't really read too much into the times. So yeah, not a lot to say. Mazepin spun twice, but not really too surprised at that. Verstappen was third. But yeah, just your hour of aero running and everything like that, just checking all the new upgrades on the car. And there was a weird crash between Esteban and Sergio Perez. We didn't get to see it, so I can't report. But anyway, in FP2, it was a lot more running and everything. There was big crashes for Charles Leclerc, and Max Verstappen had a stoppage, and he didn't get any running in, or hardly any running in, which really could hamper his race. It led to the two Mercedes being top, but they were only slightly ahead of Peter Gasly in the AlphaTauri, so I doubt they were pushing too hard. Perez also didn't really get a proper lap in, so to be honest, we're really unclear heading into practice 3 and qualifying, which can only be a good thing. Finally, predictions for the Imola Grand Prix, as I call it. To be honest, I really can't see anything than a Max Verstappen pole here. They were just so rapid last time out, and judging by their pace in Sector 2 and their high rake setup, I just can't see anything than a Max pole and win. and I think Hamilton will come in second, but I do think he will be a bit of a distance off. And for a surprise pole, let's say Bottas and Perez have issues, I can actually see Gasly getting a podium in AlphaTauri, judging on how strong that car was there last year. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and comments down below, and follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily F1 news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.